Hey guys, and welcome to the Creative Command Tournament. And this is kind of a tournament that I've been wanting to do for a while now, where you guys can make submissions each week and compete against each other to see who can create the most inventive, most creative creation out of command blocks, functions, redstone, and all that good stuff. So the way this will work is each week I'm going to come over here and we are going to pick out of a beautiful random generator, which is really high tech, not old school at all. We're going to get a type of map, a theme word for the one theme word, and a second theme word. And optionally, I will add a third theme word if need be, if I want to. And there'll be different conditions and whatnot for each week, depending on what type it is, which we'll go over when it comes out. But other than that, it's pretty simple. So when it comes to the actual gameplay itself, you're going to be able to use redstone and command blocks and function files as well. Now, if you use a function files, you have to put a note. I'll have it in the Google submission form. But the rules are pretty simple. You can do anything with commands or anything of that sort in the game. You can make it a world, you can make it a one command creation, you can do anything you want. The only limitation is you can only use 100 commands or 100 command lines of function. If you're using a function, each line will count as one, as long as the line is a complete command. And then also you can't use redstone to break the rules in a way that say you want to save space by not having a bunch of scoreboard commands and stuff like that, and you decide to use pistons to score scores and stuff like that. Well, you can't do that. So you can't use redstone to do anything other than just, use repeaters to do a timer, use comparators to use test fors, redstone to connect multiple command blocks together to power them, buttons, stuff like that. I mean, I guess you can use pistons to power command blocks, but you can only use redstone to power other command blocks. You can't use the redstone to do any calculations or anything of that sort. Not that I would really expect anyone to do that. You can use daylight sensors to detect what time of day it is if you want. That's fair. I I don't think you should be able to use. You shouldn't be able to use hoppers to do. I guess you could do a hopper timer depending on what the week is if it's a mini game. But you can't use redstone to do an unnecessary amount of things with that can easily be done with commands, just to save space on commands. So you can use 100 commands, and you can't use redstone to do unnecessary stuff like that. Now that's pretty much all it is for the rules. So in the description, there's going to be a link to this Google form, and you can submit your commands and what you have here. You just put in the title of your submission, then you put in your in-game name, so I can get your head. I'll show you why later. And then you can put your preferred name. So if you have like a YouTube channel that you like to go by, you can just put that. You can put like Cloud Wolf Minecraft. And if it's a YouTube channel, you can put YT. And then you put a link to the download link, and then specify whether it's a world save, or it's a schematic, or it's a structure file, or if it's a one command creation, or if it's other, you can fill in why it's other. And then you just click submit and it'll go to me. Please no spamming, only one submission per week, so keep it to a minimal. So in terms of the criterias that these will be judged based off of, there will be creativity, functionality, design, difficulty, and entertainment. Creativity is going to be 20, there's a total of 20 points for each of them. So creativity is based off of whether it's something new that I haven't seen before, maybe it's something unique, maybe you do something in it that I never thought you could do before, something fresh or something interesting. The creativity just has to do with something new, something different, and whether it's interesting. Now, functionality, that has to do with kind of bugs and such. So if it breaks when you do a certain thing, you might lose points for functionality because of that. If it's multiplayer friendly, then you'll get some bonus points for that, and different things like that. Next up is design. Design has to do with how it looks. Does it look, if you're creating like a mini game, does the mini game look good? Does the mini game look smooth? Do the teleportations and joining things work well? Maybe you're creating a in-game mechanic. Is it really easy to use? What does it look like when I use it? That's looks, design. Next up is difficulty. How difficult is it to make it? If it's something that's very difficult to make, you'll definitely get points for that. If it's something really simple, then you will definitely lose points in that category, but you'll probably gain some points in the functionality if it's simple. It's more of how difficult is it to do the commands. Next up would be entertainment. Entertainment is basically, is it fun to use? And I may bring some other people on to play around with these depending on what the theme is for the week. But entertainment is kind of a loose category for, did I like it? Is it cool? Other than that, each of the categories are going to have their separate weights depending on what the theme words are. For example, if it's mini games, then design is definitely going to have a lot more weight on it. It's going to be more important. And then just for different things. So if it's like a map mechanic functionality, will probably have more of weight. I will show you guys exactly how I do the scoring, but basically just think of it this way: 5 categories, 20 points each category. Whoever has the most points wins for that week, which we'll go over next. So over here we have the winners. There will be 3 weeks that will compete, and then there will be the overall winner at the end of it all, who has the most points from all 3 weeks combined. What I'm going to do each week is, at the end of the week, after going through all the judging and posting videos of judging, so yes, you guys will be able to see your creations played by me in a video form, and we can see how great or how terrible it goes. Hopefully you guys do submit things. I'm not sure how many people will, but at the end of the week, the first 3 top scorers will get their heads in these boxes: third place, second place, and first place. First place will get their head on this block and boosted up to the top. This is just like a little way to tell who's who, and if you are a weekly winner, we'll go over here. This is something that I saw from the 60-minute map tournament I played. I'm kind of duplicating a little bit how the 60-minute map tournament that I played before works, if you've seen it before, and then just adding a command element to it. Anyways, so if you guys do participate in this week, not this week, but this tournament that we are going through, you will get a orange wool for your body, symbolizing the command block, and you will get your head right here, like so. And I will just, this is why I need your in-game name, so I can put your skull right here, like that. You will get your head, and you will be shown as a participant in this tournament. I will be decorating our surroundings pretty soon here, just this is really rough. So you will get that, and if you are a weekly winner, you are going to get, I believe I think it was either yellow concrete or yellow wool, and if you are the overall winner, you will get a gold block as your body. And I'll probably stack it as well, because that way you can see all the different things that you've participated in. Anyways, nobody's here yet, so first one to get here gets the first spot over here. Anyways, so that's all there is for describing how it works. Now I'm going to go into the first week, and we're going to go over some of the different game types, and we're going to be showing off the different themes that you'll have for this week, and I'll explain what you have to do. So the weekly themes, here we go. So there are 9 different types that it could be. Could be custom items, which you can take these types any way you want. You can bend the wording, you can bend the interpretation. Could be it, but it just has to kind of have to do with this. I have to be able to see what you mean. So custom items. Custom items is kind of a common thing that you see in command block creation, where, for example, in my realistic grappling hook, you have an item that you craft with drop crafting, and you can go around the map with a grappling hook. That would be kind of like a custom item. Minigame, I am talking about not a minigame where I want you to build a minigame. I want you to, when I say minigame, I kind of am looking for a game that you can play in a plain world or in any world that I want, whether it's a city world that I just randomly download. So something that I can play regardless of where it is, but you can build your own area for it. You could build your own world if you want, but I'll give extra points for if you can make it playable in any world. But that's just a minigame, straightforward. Map mechanic, this is something like, for example, if in a map you want to have anti-gravity boots or something like that. So that would be a map mechanic. So you would have like an item that the player can use, or maybe just something that happens throughout the entire map. But you don't have to build a whole map, just the mechanic for it. And you could do multiple mechanics as well that go together, and that could be good too, since there's a 100 command limit. Then we have Cosmetic. Cosmetic has to do with, if you've ever been on Hypixel, they have like the swirly particles and the cannons and stuff. So this will be like just some weird command thing that is just for looks and for fun, not necessarily meant for anything. Then there's the Game Changer. The Game Changer is kind of like if you've ever seen Tyrusaru's Game Changer. What I mean is you would make something with commands that involves that kind of changes survival. It's meant to change survival. Then there's details. This is little details that you would add to a map that aren't necessarily the main function, but do use commands and make it look good. A little more on that if we actually get it. Then there's recreation. Everybody has seen a recreation here or there. Recreating Pokemon in Minecraft. I'm not expecting that. I'm just expecting you to take something that is in the real world, doesn't have to be a game, doesn't have to be anything like that, and recreate it using command blocks. Pretty simple there. Theoretical, this is probably the hardest one. I hope we never get it, but if we do, I'd be surprised to see what you guys come up with. By theoretical, I just mean basically, if you've ever seen a video on Lorgon 111's channel where he basically graphs a function. Now, I'm not asking you to graph a function, but it's more of things that are not necessarily useful in any way, just kind of cool. For example, I forget what his actual name was, but he did this thing where he created a circle generator and he generated like a 1 million radius circle using blocks and commands. But that circle generator, like nobody's going to use a 1 million radius circle, but it's just to prove that it works. That one I might choose not to include since it's kind of new and I don't know what level you guys are at with commands. Then the last one is the best and most open-ended, just for fun. It's kind of like cosmetics, but it's really anything. Just for fun means you can make anything you want. So that's kind of the wild round. So we're gonna load these into the dispenser right here. I mean the high-tech randomizer. Then we have some theme words. We got pipe, level, beneath, large, curse, vintage, digital, heist, contrast. I just picked things that were pretty open-ended in their wording, and you can use them for a lot of different things. And then here's theme words too. Flight, swarm, thing, building, green, become, avenge, collect, belt. So these are all things that could be used. So I'm just going to click the button, and we're going to get all the things, please. Not theoretical. Let's see. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Okay, so we got cosmetic. So you got to make something that is mainly just for looks, just kind of like a cool thing to do. Then we have contrast, which you can take anyway. Contrast, have one thing over the other. If you were making a cosmetic, I can instantly think of using contrast of doing maybe like a checkered pattern or maybe like a black and white or I don't know, something like that. That's contrast. Two things that are different. But a lot of times they go together because they're different, like red and blue. Then the last thing is thing. So thing is probably the easiest thing you can get. Thing is pretty simple. It's literally you could do anything. It just has to be a thingy, a thing. So I'm gonna put these right here for now, and these are the type, cosmetic, contrast, thing. You have to incorporate these in some way. They don't have to be incorporated in a big way. They could just be incorporated in a small way, but they just have to be there somehow. The next week I will take we'll be taking cosmetic out, so you can't get the same thing twice and you can't get the same theme word. I'll probably generate another set of theme words besides these ones, so we have a little bit of a different batch. It just depends. And some weeks I may say you only need to use one, but this week the theme words are pretty easy, so you have to use thing and contrast, which pretty much thing is anything. So that's pretty easy. So hopefully you guys actually do submit. I'll be pretty excited when I get one in. I'll definitely make a video on it pretty quickly. I really am interested to see what you guys can do. I know that I teach you guys a lot, but a big part of learning is actually doing things. You can't go in a class and not do any examples. In fact, examples are my favorite thing in any class. Anyway, I think that's all I have to tell you guys. Good luck making these command things. You have 1 week starting today, so you have until next Friday to submit, and I will post videos as soon as possible, and I will be showing the winners on probably Sunday. I'll do the winners video for this week. So today's the 21st, July the 27th. The 28th is the last day you can submit by midnight. And then the 30th is when the video will come up about the winners, and I will do the little winning ceremony and announce on the same video. I will announce the week 2 themes, which and type. So I actually I really want to participate in this myself, and if nobody submits anything, I'm just gonna do it all by myself. I'm gonna participate myself, but I won't be scoring anything. I'll just give you guys an example. If nobody comes up with anything or posts anything in the next 5 days, I'll come up with a little example for you guys if you're still stumped or if nobody's posting anything. Hopefully this becomes something cool. I just really want to connect with you guys and do more things with you guys, as I am working on Quantum Labs 2. And if you are looking for the How to Build an Adventure Map series, I'll probably come up with another video in about a week, but it's hard to do that because it's building an adventure map while at the same time I'm already building an adventure map. So it makes it kind of difficult because I get kind of burned out on building adventure maps. Anyways, guys, other than that, just some random stuff. Thanks for showing up to the tournament, and if you've made it this far, that means you watched the whole tournament video. So that's awesome. Good for you. Hopefully you participate, even if you're a pro or a noob command blocker. I mean, I'm not expecting anyone to participate at the moment. So even if you're a noob, you still have a chance of winning at least first, second, or third place. Anyways, guys, other than that, thanks for showing up, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.